Yo, 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 what it do, what it do, what it do. We are back at it. This is the beat tape breakdown. Got my man 10,000 in the building. Virginia's in the building. What it do, sir?
What's good? What's good? Glad to be here.
No doubt, no doubt. We've been on the platform, beat economy, battling week after week, getting it in, getting it in. So it's about time we, bring the people behind the scenes to the forefront, so you can actually get to see and interact with the people. And you heard their beats on many times on the battle platform, but now you actually get to see them, meet them. You know, if you have questions for them, can get the questions out. But just to get dive a little deeper into the background of each producer. It's one thing to play their beat. It's a whole nother thing to understand the story behind the beat, how these beats are created, why they're created, how they got in the game, etc., etc. So we're gonna do all of that right about now with my man 10,000. So what's going on in Virginia?
And we quarantining over here.
Right,
Slowly getting out. The sun's coming out. It's getting a little warmer. You
right,
know.
right, right, right. So is it actually like shut down officially? Like you can't go out at a certain time? Like how is
Uh,
your city shut down?
well, I'm in Herndon, right outside of DC, so it's kind of the restrictions are kind of easing up a little bit.
Right.
People still kind of inside, so just kind of slowly getting out.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think we're as of tomorrow, we're kind of going to a different level, a less restricted tier. I think we're
That's
going to
what's up.
tomorrow. So it's been crazy, man. It's been a crazy ride for everybody. But we're
You been
here.
saying it every battle. You be like, yeah, I can't wait to get out and up there and see.
Right, right, right. Most definitely, most definitely. So we got a beat tape out.
Yeah, man.
The crates.
Yeah, it's called Crates.
Okay,
The reason why I call it Crates, as a producer, I want to say in the last year, I started to kind of get into sampling a little bit.
right.
And so, the term digging in the crates,
Most def.
you know what I'm saying? So, go to like a record store, like a Goodwill, you find these, these great records.
Right.
And, what I'm saying? You get inspired and want to use them, what I'm saying, in different ways. So that's why I got inspired to call it Crates.
Okay, okay. And how long you been in the production game altogether from, your very first beat on whatever equipment to now? How long you been in the
I
production game?
started in November 2006.
Wow, that's
Uh,
very specific.
yeah, I downloaded the demo, I think it was FL7 demo,
Wow. Okay.
and I just something about it, man. Just I love doing it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't read
Right.
no tutorials. I just kind of just went into it, and I don't know. I just love doing it more and more and more and more and more, and kind of led to here we are now.
Did you evolve from like I don't know if it's an evolution, but a lot of producers come from DJ backgrounds. Did you have like a thing that you were doing prior to becoming a producer?
Nah, I didn't. I just love listening to music.
Okay.
I mean, for me, I played in a band in high school, trumpet and baritone for 4 years, and I just loved different types of music. Actually, it's funny. Before I knew any genre of music, other genre of music, I knew jazz, like contemporary, that smooth jazz.
Big influence in hip hop.
It's a huge influence for me. Bob James, the Rippingtons. I can go on and on for days. But that kind of just listening to music, and then one day, just figuring out how to create it, and just kind of led to where I'm at right now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into crates. We got a whole bunch more questions coming up, but for right now, let's jump into the very first track, which is "Breaking Through." We have it listed "Breaking Through" as the first track. So I don't know if we might have changed the order a little bit, but we gonna get through the whole thing anyway. So
Okay.
first track off for the crates, beat tape from your man 10,000. This is called "Breaking Through."
So long. We've been waiting so long. We've been waiting for the sun to rise and shine. Shine and see. You're so ready.
Just so people understand, that was an intro. So the first beat is not a full one because I was expecting the full 60 minute and the drops and
Nah.
all of that. Okay, all right. So at least
Yeah. Yeah.
we on the same page. We on the right page. Everything is cool. That wasn't no glitch. That's what it
Nah.
was. So
And the
explain.
reason,
Go
yeah,
ahead. Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Now, the reason why I used it, it's kind of more personal for me, at this stage, really getting to a point of breaking through to make an album. I never would have thought to make an album when I started, even 5 years ago, even a year ago. And here I am. So to me, it's personal. It's like that breaking through. And I held that. You hear him a cappella, and then towards the end, you kind of hear the instruments come in and kind of lead you into this journey. So.
That's dope. That's the first week. I mean, this is the 10th episode. I've never had that yet. Usually it just drops in a track, but having that intro is interesting because it kind of warms us up to what's to come.
Yeah.
Album style, real album style. So that's dope. I don't think anybody in the chat was expecting that either. They were kind of thrown off. I was thrown off, but dope. So that's the introduction, breaking through. And before we get to the second track, let's jump into the name, because I know you spelt it like 5 digits before, and then you changed it to writing it out. So explain the whole title and the name 10,000, what that's all about.
Well, my cousin who got me into producing, suggested that I get into it. One day he called me in November 2006, and I answered the phone. He was like, 10,000, that should be your name. And something about that number, something about the way it sounds, it just kind of stuck with me. And my life has really never been the same.
That's crazy.
And as I started reading more about the number, there's a saying that to become an expert in something, you have to spend at least 10,000 hours doing it.
Right. So
it kind of just fit.
Right. Well, if you started November 2006, you might be hitting the 50,000 milestone by now. You've long surpassed the 10,000. I can tell you that much.
Hey, I'm trying, man.
But it's all good. It's all good. All right, let's get into the second track. This is called Damn. Any connection to the Alcoholics track back in the day, Damn?
Nah.
Okay, all right. Every time I hear a track, I have to, something always pops into mind, like where they might have got that name from, or if it's a sample from something like that. But let's get into it. This is the second track called Damn, off of the Crates beat tape by 10,000 VA Zone. Let's get it.
We gonna get high. They gonna get wild.
I remember way back, kind of around the 2006 time period, we used to do beat CDs as well, like producers in the battles. We take like a beat from each producer and throw them out. So this sample always stands out. As soon as I hear it, it always brings back memories to the earlier days. But dope. I like what you did with that. What does the Neptunes and the Missies and the Timbos, what do the pioneers of VA mean to you? What is their place in for you in hip hop?
We got enough time for that?
Most def.
I'm just kidding. For me, I mean, all three of them, big influences for me musically. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Missy, I think she's underrated, if you ask me. I don't think she gets talked about enough for her production and her style. Timbo, I mean, come on, man, that bounce.
Right.
Then the Neptunes, for me, man, I mean, gosh, just song after song, album after album. I mean, they're up there for me. You know what I'm saying? Very influential that for me as an artist.
Right. Do you think the city, I mean, it's one thing if the outside world acknowledges them. What about within VA? What is the vibe in VA about those legends?
It's like Mike, Kobe, and LeBron for, you know what I'm saying, for Virginia, what they've done musically for the world, and for us coming from Virginia, whether it's Tidewater area, whether I'm from in Northern Virginia, it's just what they've done, man. It's just, there's some other people, you know, like Skills, who,
right.
I'm saying there's other people as well. Like up here, we got the Go-Go Sound, and you know, there's a lot of people who, you know, don't get talked about publicly, who are from, you know, the Old Dominion state.
Right.
And so proud to be from Virginia, proud to represent as best I can.
Most def. Do you feel a pressure to try to kind of continue their legacy? Like you want to kind of recreate their sound or their wave, or you just want to go in your own lane?
I mean, of course, you want to be the best you can be for the music, and you want to do the state proud like they have. So to me, as an artist and as a producer, I just want to represent and to create to the best of my ability. Right, and I look to them as role models and try to continue, you know, just try to do music proud and try to do the state of Virginia proud.
Right, no doubt. I mean, it's one thing to kind of acknowledge them, but it's I mean, when you get into like creating a Timbaland type of beat, because I've had that issue where we've brought artists or producers to bigger name producers, I'll say, and they would say, oh, that sounds like a Timbaland style, or that sounds like a Neptune style. So it's kind of like, it's kind of a compliment, but it's also they kind of said it in a way where they're kind of taking away, like they don't want you to sound like Timbaland. They want you to have your own sound. So that's why I was kind of leading towards, if that's your vibe, are you trying to continue that legacy, or you just want to, you know, create your own lane?
I just really want to create my lane and try to be the best 10,000 I can be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And try to be try to create as best I can in the only way I know how to do.
Right,
you know?
right. Okay. With that being said, we're going to jump into the third track. This is called Hanging On. The conductor says, what up?
What up, conductor? Shout out, man.
No doubt. All right, let's get into the third track, Hanging On. This is the Crates beat tape. 10,000's in the building. VA's in the building. Let's get it. right, so I gotta ask, what inspired you to add that little 15, 20-second break, that loop right there?
It's a different part of the song. I battled with keeping it because the song, I feel like that's one of my favorites on the whole album. And I don't know, just to try something different. Like I said, this is a different venture for me as a producer. So, try some stuff. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, you know.
It's hip hop. Anything could potentially work. Some 347 Lorenzo saying it kind of reminds him of a RZA beat. So RZA was very experimental. Some stuff he did on Ghostface's Supreme Clientele was like, you wouldn't think someone would drop a beat the way he was doing it on Supreme Clientele, but it worked. It worked very well. Just like rewinding a track, and let that rock throughout the whole beat, and that's a song. You know what I mean? So anything could technically work in hip hop.
Yeah.
Long as it's creative and the artist can rock on it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's dig into the crates a little bit further. How do you feel the crate game versus now, where you can just go online and download whatever off YouTube and whatever? It's a lot different than the digging in the crate era. How would you compare the two?
For me, I think it's not so much going on YouTube or going to the record store is one better than the other. It's more just really discovering music. I think when you discover different styles of music, it kind of blow your mind. Like, to be honest, like a lot of these songs, I hadn't heard these songs before. You know what I mean? So like, regardless, you get to me, like my favorite app is Shazam. So like I'll be out somewhere and I'll use Shazam. I'll be like, damn, what the hell is that song? I'll use it and I'll just kind of just go with it. Like, man, I need to go back to, whatever comes from that motivation. I could make a beat from it. I could sample it. I could learn the chords of it.
Right. It's
just, you never know what's going to happen when you find these different styles. You know what I mean?
You have a particular way of record shopping? Like when you hit a store, like are you looking for the funk section? Are you looking for like the soul? Like how do you go about digging and record digging?
I just kind of just go, when we were allowed to go.
Right.
I just kind of go in and look there, or I'll a lot of times my mom and dad have really, really big record collections. So a lot of times when I go see my dad or go see my mom, like my dad has a huge jazz selection. So, Norman Brown, the Rippingtons, Bob James Touchdown album.
Right.
My mom, Anita Baker, Earth, Wind and Fire, Phyllis Hyman, these people, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Also, the Yes album. Okay. That's a big one. I think Fragile Yes. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Genesis, like I can go on for days.
Right.
So I'm fortunate to have, a family that's really, really lovers of music.
Right. You have any uncles, brothers that are also into the music game, like production wise, rapping, anything like that?
Nah, not really. The only person I know of, my mom staying in college, and my sister was a flute player in the band, district band, and my great uncle, Billy Cappy, was in, I think he was the Bill Evans trio. Don't hold me to that.
Okay.
So there's some people in my family I know about.
Right. Okay. With that being said, we're going to jump right into the After Hours. That's the name of the next track on the beat tape. This is the Crates beat tape. 10,000 is the producer. You might have heard of him in a few battles. We've had some recent battles, some battles 2020, but he's been definitely doing his thing. So let's jump into the fourth track. This is called In the After Hour. The Crates beat tape, 10,000. Let's get it.
10,000.
That's a vibe. That's a whole vibe. I like that. I like that.
Appreciate
Um, I I gotta ask who the influences are. Who is your hip hop producer influences?
Again, do we have time for
I
that?
know I know the Virginia side, but I'm thinking outside of that because I'm hearing the I'm hearing the heavy RZA influence, but it could be a whole other bunch of producers that also kind of
Oh
you know.
man, for me, Dre, obviously, Rich Harrison, he's a DC guy. Ryan Leslie's was Beats. Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys.
Wow.
Let's see. There's a lot of people. I don't know why I forget. They're leaving me right now. It's a lot of people, man. They'll come back to me, I guess, as the interview goes on.
Right.
Alchemist, and I wanted to
Wow.
explain. It's funny. This is a different venture for me because I'm used to creating it from scratch. So I kind of struggled with this beat a little bit because when I heard Freddie Gibbs' last two albums, which to me is probably one of the best hip hop albums out right now. If y'all haven't heard, go listen to them. A lot of times
This
he
is
doesn't have
this is the Mad Lib one.
the Mad Lib one and that new Alchemist one that came out last summer.
Okay.
And a lot of times, on a lot of songs, they didn't have a beat. And I think sometimes as producers, at least I can speak for myself, you kind of feel like, or I used to feel like you have to follow rules. Okay, I gotta have a beat. I
Right.
gotta do this. I gotta do that. And when I heard that, I just kind of just let it go. I always think in the back of my mind, okay, how would an artist be on this?
Right.
You don't want to put, things where artists can't buy.
Right.
So
Rock Marciano's going crazy with that lane, that whole lane of like no
Mhm.
beat, just like minimal instrumentation and just
Yeah.
rocking out. In a live crowd, I wonder how that carries over because you're expecting to hear the bass and the drums and all that, but when you don't have that, it's just minimal instrumentation. It's a vibe. So you're really going deeper into that artistry of that artist.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
You can paint a picture. It's like they have a blank canvas, let them paint.
right, Picasso style. Equipment wise, what's your arsenal looking like?
I got two Yamaha speakers and Yamaha MX 49, and I guess I'm a dinosaur a little bit. I'm using FL11.
Wow. Well, I've heard who is it? I can't remember who it was. I was speaking to a producer recently. They were on like FL. You said 11?
Yeah, 11.
Okay, I think they were on 12. So yeah, some people. No, actually, I think it was even further back. I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone said they were on like 9 or some older version. And was like, wow, that's years ago. You'd think they would have went to the 20 or something like that. But some producers get comfortable in their version and they don't want to mess around with that. It's like, I can do what I can do with this version. I'm good. I don't need to change anything, and power to them.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, I'm saying the power to them if that's the version they want to stick with. Have you dabbled with any other like Ableton or Reason or
Reason, I've worked with Reason, me and my boy, his name is Darwan. We made some music on Reason. For the most part, I love 11. I look at it like 11's like Nintendo.
Okay.
The graphics may not be there, but the fun factor is you can play it for hours. This is kind of like how I look at it. Like I know Xbox, PlayStation 5 is there. I know that. It looks cool. I may get there one day with what is it? 21 just came out, FL 21.
Yeah, I think we're on 21.
Yeah. But if you know something and you're comfortable, that helps the workflow. And right now, I love the workflow. I know what I can do with this.
Right.
So,
Ever considering the upgrade, or you're just gonna stick with what you got?
I will do both. I will consider the upgrade and continue to stick with what I got.
Okay. All right. Let's jump into It's Only Right. This is the 5th track off of the Crates beat tape 10,000 VA Zone. We chopping it up, getting a little deeper than we usually get at the battles. So this is the 5th track. It's called It's Only Right. Check it out. Tell me which was the hardest sample you've had to deal with that you just like, wow, I can't seem to get my head around this sample, and you just gave up on it.
Ah, man. There's a couple I have right now I'm working on. That I'm kind of struggling a little bit with. When I hear stuff back, I've done like I wish I could have done this or that with it. Um, let's see. Dang. There's a what is it? I can't think on top of my head right now. But there's a couple about like 4 or 5 I'm working on right now where it's kind of like this shit is like last level video game type of shit. Like damn,
Right.
I could just do X, Y, and Z.
What's your process before you just give up on a track? Is it like after days of it, or like one day it's done? You're not messing with it after the day. Like how do you go
I
about
don't
deciding you're not gonna touch it no more?
I don't. To be honest, man, I'm not really the give up type. So I just keep finding different ways. And if I can't use the sample, I guess I'll use the vibe, and it'll kind of help me in another song.
Okay, so just feeling the vibe off of that track and then creating something. That's a different way of looking at it.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
either way, something's gained from it.
Right. That's dope. That's dope.
But it's funny. I'm used to being in the battles. I'm used to you playing like a minute of it.
Right.
I'm not used to like the whole song. Like, oh shit.
Right, no doubt. No, is that an issue when you have to?
Oh,
when
no, not at all.
When you're
Not at all.
restricted to that minute as opposed to just doing the 3 minute thing.
I guess in the battles, it trains you to kind of have to catch ears quickly.
You got to be tight with them bars. 4
Exactly.
bars,
Now it's
8
like,
bars.
oh well, this is the album.
Right.
You know, I'm just so used to being like, all right, 10,000 from Virginia, see what you got.
Right. Dope.
So,
All right, well, let's get into Jive Negretos. Track number 6, Jive, the ends. You know what the end is.
I try to keep it PG, y'all.
Right. NIGGs. So Jive, NIGGs is track number 6. This is 10,000 Virginia Zone. This is the beat tape called The Crates. Out now. It's available where? Where can they get it at?
There's a link in my Instagram.
Okay.
I can't really see it. I can give them, hit
Right.
me on the Instagram, and then
we'll get to all that at the end for sure. I just want to off the top, but it's out there. All right, let's get to Jive Negretos, track number 6. Let's do it. Jive Negretos off of the Crates beat tape. We're here with 10,000. We chopping it up live. As I said, you've heard him on many battles in the past. What was a battle you felt that you were in? You went against whoever it might have been, and you felt you might have lost, but you felt you really should have won.
Man. I've been to the Elite Eight a couple times. Or I call it the Elite Eight.
Right.
There was one where I was up 5-0,
Right.
and the guy came back 6'5".
Right.
And, you know
I
what
think
I'm
I remember
saying?
that one. I think I actually remember
Yeah.
that one because those ones stand out. When you see that
Mhm.
sudden shift, it's like, wow, like this was almost a rap, and then out
Mhm.
of nowhere, the votes just switched. That happened a couple times. So when that happens, it kind of stands out. It's like, wow, you know,
So I mean, like what we said, the thing about the battles, you have to realize is that we're in an opinion-based sport.
most deaf.
You know what I mean? So it's not like Drake said that. It was
Right,
poignant because
right,
he said you can make all the right moves and still lose. But
right. And
you just
many
gotta.
people have been in battles and lost and still did amazing things, like crazy things. So winning or losing a battle doesn't determine your fate. It's just, the opinions for that night.
Exactly.
So,
You just got to take it like that.
right,
People reach out. You know what I'm saying? They appreciate your work, and that's. I don't look at it as a moral victory, but to get the respect,
right,
to really build relationships from that situation. You know what I'm saying? And working with people.
right.
The battles have really helped out.
No doubt. What's your creative process like? How does the creative process start for you when it comes to making a beat? Is there any particular thing you're going through something in life or hard day on the job and you just want to like let that out? Like what sets off the creative side for you?
Man, for me, I went from being really motivated a lot when I'm making music to being more disciplined and really looking at it like it's a craft and trying to look at all aspects of it. So a lot of times I used to kind of come in and get motivated, but after a while, motivation will always, fade.
Right.
So when I'm in the discipline of it, man, I play as many chords as I can. Sometimes I do drums, but I focus on the finishing of stuff. So if I hear something in my head, I'll write it down. I'll come and try to play it to the best of my ability on piano, or I'll hear a drum beat in my head and just kind of go and go and go off that. And it's there's times that, I love it when kind of in a process where I'm finishing, and you kind of can see the progression. Like I know I post a lot on Instagram.
Right. No, that's good. That's good. That's
I
good.
try to post every day, maybe a couple times a day, because
Right.
I'm seeing the progression,
Right.
seeing how to do different things. So it's not a particular set process every time, but it's a process just going into it and having the discipline along with the journey, if that makes sense.
Right. No, I got you. With that being said, we're gonna jump into Let 'Em Play. Anything you want to let us know about how this track came to be and the process behind it?
I really, really, and from the battles and just period, I really wanted to work on my drums a lot. I felt like my drums, could really use the work. And so when I was making this track, I heard these horns and I heard this drum, pattern in my head. And I just kind of went with it. I wanted to bring the drums kind of to the forefront.
Okay.
So when you hear it's like kind of like that.
Right.
I hope it gives the people listening that effect like it gave me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's jump into it. Let 'Em Play, track number 7. This is 10,000, the Crates beat tape. Let's get it. And that's Luxury, the track we just heard.
Luxury.
Let 'em
yeah.
play. We had issues with Let 'em play, so that we didn't play track number 7. We went straight to track number 8. So what you just heard was track number 8, Luxury.
Yeah.
Just so it's clear, and you know you're wondering what's happening when you actually get the beat tape.
Mhm.
This is the first beat tape, correct?
Yeah. Yes, my first beat tape. Yeah.
What was the initial idea creating a beat tape to begin with? Was it just to shop to producers, or what's the game plan behind?
Well, for me, I had in my
I should
mind.
say shop to artists. My bad. Shop to
Oh,
artists.
yeah. In my mind, I said 2021, I'm gonna put out an album. I thought I had enough stuff. I've been working, all these years. I felt like it's time to take that step and kind of introduce myself to artists, not just producers, as a producer.
Okay.
I have another mixtape. The link is in my bio called Hearts that I put out on Valentine's Day as well. And I thought it was time to really kind of take that next step.
Okay.
So-
Do you get into the thing where these are the battle beats over here and these are the song beats over here, or how do you view what you use for a battle versus what you would kind of more say for like an artist kind of situation?
Oh, definitely. I have battle beats or beats I would use for the battle. Necessarily, I don't really go into, when I go into making stuff, I don't go into it thinking I'm gonna make a battle beat per se, but I use it, okay, this could work in a battle, especially how battles are, to catch a listener's ear real quick and all that. And there's a lot of other songs that, are geared towards the artist. But I'm always in the back of my mind, like I said earlier, thinking of an artist in the back of my mind. Like, how can an artist really get on this and kind of be themselves on this?
Right. I don't hear too much. I heard some in the beats you've played, some transitions, but they're not like the real quick, like 4 bars transition, 4 bar.
Yeah.
It's more like maybe halfway through you'll do a transition or something like that. So I get more of a song vibe from you, more so than more so than you're coming with the battle beat in mind from the get go.
Yeah, and that's probably maybe hurt me in the battles, so to speak. But I think I'm always thinking like, okay, a verse would sound good here, a chorus, you know what I mean? Like, even not even following those rules, just kind of how would an artist be on here?
Okay.
Because, it's an artist's voice is an instrument.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So that, and a lot of times, and jazz taught me that, because a lot of the lead instruments in a jazz song, you can kind of, if you put words to the melody, that's a song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
how has the experience been like working with artists, either it's local, homegrown, or out other states and whatnot? What's the
well, working my best friend, my boy Darwan, we've made a lot of songs, and working with an artist, you get to know them personally, how they are, and how they are on tracks. And I think the way I look at it, it's like you have a producer and an artist is 2 different ways to get to the same point. You know what I mean? And so that really is strengthened, my ability to create different types of songs where artists can get into a groove.
Okay.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right. We got 2 tracks to go. We got Mistakes up next, number 9. So we're going to jump into that real quick. This is 10,000 Virginia's own. This is the beat tape called The Crates. Digging into the Crates for producers that are familiar with that. Not every producer grew up in the era of digging in crates, but there are some producers that still, get down like that. So track number 9, Mistakes. Once again, The Crates beat tape. This is 10,000. Let's do it. You ever sample the same? You ever flip the same sample twice or three times?
Uh, I've done it once. There's a song I use in a battle actually, that I'm working on right now. That I've never used the same sample twice. So I hear it in another way. I'm trying to use it right now.
Okay. Is that a thing with producers never to flip the same sample twice?
Man, whatever gets you to the point, that's where I look at it.
Okay, because I mean, there's a lot of samples I've heard. I mean, people flip them 10 different kind of ways, reversed the sample, filtered it, like did all kinds of. So it just crossed my mind, like why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, if you hear a dope sample and you've configured 3 different ways to flip it, why not take a crack at it?
Exactly.
All right, well, we're down to the wire. We got the last track off of the Crates beat tape. Something to Think About is the name of the beat. Give us a little breakdown on how this beat came about, and also let us know once again where we can find the beat tape at.
With this one, real quick, I heard the sample, and it's a sample that's been used before, most famously by MF Doom, rest in peace. And something just caught me about it. You know what I mean? I think I made this probably 6 months ago.
Okay.
And just something about it, man. It just kind of, you know what I'm saying? I want to spit some bars.
Right.
It kind of got caught me in a moment, and I just kind of took it and ran with it.
Okay. All right.
So,
well, this is something to think about. The tape is available where once again?
it's on my Instagram.
Okay.
My Instagram, should I tell them right now or tell them after the song?
Yeah, go for it.
My Instagram is at 10. Give me a second. And my Instagram is at 10 and then lower underscore 1,000 and then the number 10.
Okay. Just put that in the chat real quick.
Or yeah, actually no, correction. It's at and then the word 10
Right.
and underscore and then 10,000 and then the number 10.
Okay. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it. So it's in the chat. All right, let's get to the final track. This is called Something to Think About. This is the Crates beat tape. You've been tuned into 10,000 VA Zone, just giving you some flavor off his recently released beat tape. And you can check him out on his IG, 10_1000 and the number 10. All right. Something to Think About. Track number 10. Let's get it.
10,000.
That's crazy. Somebody in the chat, ATM Bishop saying Currency would sound dope on that. And I'm hearing Rock Marciano on that. Like that whole lane, as you mentioned, like the little minimal drums and just sounds and instrumentation. That's definitely a lane. There's definitely a lane for that. There's some people that really appreciate that whole vibe. So if that's the lane you're going for, definitely stick to that lane. Because there's room for growth in that. I think as the era we're in right now, artists like that, like Rock Marcia, they're kind of restarting like their own kind of lane, creating their own lane. And there's gonna be like any other lane, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people that jump on that stream. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of rappers that are just looking for that sound. Yeah. So by all means, stick to that lane. People who just want to vibe out, there's a lane for everything, so there are those that just want to vibe out to something like that. But I thank you for coming through 10,000.
Appreciate you, man.
Catch you in future battles. If you have another beat tape out, by all means, holla, let us know.
And real quick, I just want to give a couple shout out to some guys. T Jam, JL Beats, Chef Cody, I want to say Sean Beats. You guys, appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? Always showing love. The conductor, always showing love. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Guys I met through here, man, just kind of growing a community. So I appreciate it. So I want to say a shout out to them.
Yeah, Sean Beats will be on soon. He got a beat tape he's working on, so we'll definitely get some more VA in the building. But we about to check out. We got Queen Rhea. She's up next. QR Beats from Texas. So once again, you can catch 10,000's beat tape out right now. It's called Crates. Check him on his IG at 10_1000 and then the number 10. And you can check out. He drops. I think every day you drop a new track.
Try to do it every day, man.
Right. So just check in, follow him on IG, and be tuned in to what's going on. All right, this is the beat tape breakdown. We're gonna take a quick break for 5 minutes, and we'll be back with Queen Rhea. So salute. We'll catch you in a minute.
Appreciate you having me, man.
No doubt.